You shared that you were reflecting on previous relationships you've had and the lessons that you've learned. Are you willing to
Mhm.
touch on some of those lessons?
Sure. If you have anything specific that you would like to ask.
What does it mean to lose oneself in a relationship?
To lose oneself in a relationship means that you are no longer regarding what is important to you, your feelings, your emotions, and how you are being treated first and foremost. Yes, your partner is, half of the equation of the relationship, but the relationship that you have with yourself should always be most important. And the reason I know a lot of people would say, no, you put your spouse before yourself. Well, what happens many times if you did not marry someone who is loving and kind and respectful and believes in monogamy, you get your feelings hurt, but you're consistently putting that other person first. And you could be second, third, you're wherever you fall in line in that person's life because you're not on the same page when it comes to that. So, what ends up happening is when you allow yourself to be first, you don't lose yourself because you are thinking about yourself and you recognize I'm not being respected right now. I'm not being treated the way that I deserve to be treated right now. So we need to have a conversation because this is something that we need to work on, whether it's together as a couple. Sometimes you may need to go get counseling on your own because, again, we are mirroring each other. And so maybe there's, something that's happening in the dynamics between the two of you, but you need to work through that so that you don't lose yourself. Because when that happens, I mean, when you think about it, it's a feeling of loss, it's a feeling of hopelessness and powerlessness, and no one should be walking around feeling that way, especially, well, by yourself first and foremost, and definitely not when you're in a relationship. And if you can't be all of who you are within the relationship, then you have to ask yourself, is that relationship still for you? Maybe it was only for you for a few months or a few years. And there's a possibility that it's time to let that relationship go, or maybe the relationship can be worked on and it can be restored. But it is most important for you to focus on yourself so that you are not losing yourself. Am I still happy as I'm making everybody else happy? Am I happy? What I think and what I feel, am I valued? Are people looking out for me? Does my mate still have my back as much as I have theirs? Those are some important conversations. And when you find out that they don't, there's a very good chance that you've lost yourself in the process of that relationship. And I want to say that this is not gender specific. This can happen to anyone.